Meantime, pressure is intensifying on the Albanese government to arrange evacuation flights for any of the 10,000 Australians in Israel who want to leave. Live now to Olivia Casely. Olivia, many countries have already evacuated their citizens, haven't they? So is the Australian government behind the eight ball on this one?
Well, Ash, it's my understanding that we could get an update from the government when it comes to potential evacuations as soon as this afternoon. We have seen a string of countries such as Hungary and Spain already organising military evacuations, but Australian government, they've got discussions underway at the moment about how best to help any of those 10,000 citizens caught up in this unfolding conflict. The last time that we did have a major evacuation or a significant evacuation from the Australian government was way back in 2006 when the Howard government helped rescue, if you like, thousands of Australians caught up in a conflict in Lebanon after an Israeli invasion, and they were rescued via military ships and planes. Here's Defence Minister Richard Marles addressing the potential evacuations this morning.
Look, we're looking at all options here, and again, it's difficult for me to go into details publicly. We are actively investigating a number of options now around how we can do that, and that's really in a circumstance where Tel Aviv Airport remains open, but it is right that a number of airlines, a number of international airlines are cancelling flights, and so if you like, the kind of the avenue of travel is closing.
Meanwhile, Olivia, we're seeing the opposition piling on political pressure when it comes to a meeting of the National Security Committee.
That's right. So the NSC essentially brings together the nation's top ministers, diplomats, military and intelligence experts and public servants as well. And this issue really bubbled to the surface yesterday when the opposition leader said he found it remarkable that the Albanese government had not yet convened a meeting of the National Security Committee. The Prime Minister, he fought back, saying that ultimately the opposition leader is just playing political games. Understandably, when these meetings are held, it's not something that the government will shout from the rooftops and want widely publicised. But here is Shadow Home Affairs Minister James Paterson reheating the issue again today.
Because it is that committee that makes relevant decisions, for example, about getting Australians repatriated home from Israel. We know from the past, in 2006, with the conflict between Hezbollah and Israel, that there was threats against the Jewish community here in Australia. And so it should have been immediately clear when these events occurred that the first thing that should have happened was convening the National Security Committee Cabinet, and I just can't believe the Prime Minister hasn't done so.
So despite the calls from the opposition, Ash, it's entirely possible that a meeting of the National Security Committee has already been scheduled.
OK, we'll watch that space. Olivia, thank you.